Welcome to our presentation on a topic research of medical terms substantives in Oksana Zabuzhko's artistic works on the basis of the text corpus. Statement of scientific problem. Based on the analysis of medical determinologisms used in Oksana Zabuzhko's works and selected by identification from the general regional annotated corpus of the Ukrainian language, GRAC www.uacorpus.org, it was found that the term vocabulary organically enters into the artistic journalistic context and becomes an important component of the writer's individual creative handwriting. The relevance of the research is due to the need in modern linguistics to define the role of determinologisms, medical in particular, in artistic and journalistic discourse based on the work of the modern writers. The novelty of the work is that for the first time, linguistic-statistical analysis of the use of medical terms-substantives in the works of the modern Ukrainian writer Oksana Zabuzhko was carried out, which allows to select all quotes from her works, which use the determinologisms. Classified into three groups according to the level of determinologization and identified typical models aimed at achieving a stylistic effect through the use of medical determinologisms. The goal of our work is to reveal the stylistic role of medical terms substantives in the writer's work using a corpus of texts. The source base of the research was a code file created on the basis of a continuous selection from the online concordance of Oksana Zabuzhko's works, in which medical terms substantives singled out in the context of their use. Methods and materials. The contextual analysis, the use of which helped to distinguish from the context studied lexemes, to find out their compatibility in microcontext, to identify emotional and evaluation connotations. The use of distribution modeling made it possible to highlight the functioning of the word and its compatibility. The collected material is classified and described using the structural descriptive method, taking into account the following consecutive stages: linguistic observation, analysis, and fixation of language material in its functioning. Inventory, the selection of determinologisms in the works of Oksana Zabuzhko. Taxonomy, the classification of lexical units by attributive compatibility and part-language affiliation. Interpretation, identification of features of taxonomy groups. The inductive method helped to summarize the results of specific observations and show the overall picture of the use of medical terms substantives in the works of Oksana Zabuzhko. Results and discussions. Text fragments from the works of Oksana Zabuzhko, in which medical terms substantives are used, extracted from the general regionally annotated corpus of the Ukrainian language, GRAC 15, are unequally represented in the writer's various works. The highest frequency of use of medical terminological determinism is observed in the book Notre Dame de Ukrainian Woman in Conflict of Mythologies, and in the novel Museum of Abandoned Secrets. This can be explained, first of all, by the volume of both editions and their subject matter, since a significant number of medical terms substantive are used in their term meaning. In the writer's small works, medical terms substantives occur singly, but they are determinologized both at the lexical semantic and at the semantic stylistic level. Separate medical term-substantives also demonstrate an equal frequency in different works. For example, the terminologism "lekar", doctor, or the terminologism "diagnos", diagnosis. Here you can see correlation of the terminologisms of different levels in the works of Oksana Zabuzhko. The lexical-semantic analysis of the selected material from the concordance of Oksana Zabuzhko's works and its statistical processing gives reason to state a significant advantage of functional determinologisms. They are used in the term sense but outside their terminological field. The lexical-semantic determinologisms that lose partly their definiteness, moving from their terminological system to another semantic field, such as determinologisms modify, usually spread, their semantics, and often these common meanings are reflected in common language dictionaries. The semantic-stylistic determinologisms loses its definitive signs, it becomes a new shade of meaning, and also becomes an element of artistic means, trope, stylistic figure. For the most part, medical determinologisms demonstrate the ability to be actively used at all levels of determinologization. For example, such a dynamic is demonstrated by the term pulse, found in 6 of the writer's works. In addition to the immediate meaning of this word, we observe figurative and expressive context. Puls mister, the pulse of the city. Puls progressu, the pulse of progress. Puls filosofskoj думки, the pulse of philosophical thought. Puls historii, the pulse of history, etc. Conclusion. The term vocabulary organically enters the artistic publicistic context and becomes an important component of the writer's individual creative style, contributes to the achievement of the creative idea. The terminologisms in the work of Oksana Zabuzhko are designed to create new, bright, and original stylistic tools and to increase the emotional impact on the reader, to saturate the text with expression. Thank you for your attention.